It's your boy, Caleb, coming back at you with another video, also known as The Peeper. I haven't made a video in a while, and I apologize for that. But I had a cool idea for a video, and it is an updated list of the top 10 Funko Pops I wanted to see. Now, a while back in 2017, I made a video about the certain Funko Pops I wanted to see. It's been almost 10 years since that video. So we're going to look back at that list, and we're going to see what's been updated, and then we're going to make a brand new list. And if that gets updated a few years down the road, I guess I'll go ahead and do that too. So without further ado, let's begin. Okay. So number 10. Now this was just research error on my part. It was Sonic the Hedgehog Pops. So as it turns out, they've been making Sonic the Hedgehog Pops since 2013, and they have made a lot. They've gone everything from the main Sonic characters to even something like Chaos Lord, Chaos Metal, whatever his name is, the Super Metal Sonic, right? So that was just research error on my part. So number 9 is Goosebumps. As it turns out, in last October-ish, last October-ish, we got a few Goosebumps Funko Pops. We got the Haunted Mask, we got Night of the Living Dummy, we got Werewolf Eater Swamp, and we got Attack of the Mutants, strangely enough. Also Bad Hair Day. So we definitely got Goosebumps Pops. There was even a black light variant of the Haunted Mask. Specifically the Carly Beth Haunted Mask, not the old guy. Chuck, Steve, I forget what their name is. So we got that going on. Number 8 is Puppet Master. Now, there have been fan-made stuff. Of course, there's been fan-made stuff for pretty much anything under the sun. But as far as official stuff goes, there's never been Funko Pops based on Puppet Master. And if there were, that'd be pretty cool. I'd say that there is hope for more indie movies because we got Pops off of Terrifier, but that's more of a pop culture phenomenon right now as opposed to something that's a bit more obscure and indie. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. That'd be pretty cool, though. Number 7 is Futurama. As it turns out, they've been making Futurama Pops for like ever now. And all sorts of characters and moments. Got Bender, Layla, all sorts of characters. But there are some that they could keep on adding to it. It's like a best of list with a couple of them, but like there could be more characters too. Now they've only made 2 Freddy Krueger Pops. As far as I know anyway. You have the original, well, technically 3, but I really don't count anything Freddy Funko because, I mean, honestly, it's alright. But it's the characters, the main characters that I usually concern myself about when it comes to Funko Pops. Like, for example, why would you get a Freddy Funko Batman when you can get the real Batman? And I guess some of the designs are cool, but they do got a Freddy Funko Freddy Krueger. But yeah, as far as I'm concerned, there's 2. You got the original, and you got the pixelated one. Oh, wait a minute. Isn't there also a Tuxedo Freddy? I think so. But yeah, the point is there's a lot more Freddys going. And we're going to get into that when we get to the updated list. Number 5 is Spawn. Now, this is weird, okay? Todd McFarlane himself said that people wouldn't be interested in Funko Pops on Spawn. Because, he's a demon and all that. But there are Pops off of Pyramid Head, the main gang leader from Clockwork Orange, actually one of the more rarest ones of all time, and all sorts of different anti-heroes, anti-villains, and all sorts of stuff like that. I think it's just because he doesn't want to give up the license for that. But there are lots of different Spawn collectibles. I mean, he's been making stuff since the 90s. Different toys and figures and what have you. So, there might be a version of Funko Pops in the future, or I don't know. But it would be so cool to get actual Funko Pops, or hell, even U-Tunes. Yeah, U-Tunes are cool. I don't know. I might make a U-Tunes list. We'll see. We'll see what happens with this. I made a video in a year, and I just want to see if I can still keep doing it. It's just kind of cool to come back into it, though. Number 4 is Halloween Horror Nights. Now, there have never been Halloween Horror Nights Funko Pops, but they do have something called the Uni Minis, and that was like a limited thing way back when. I think it was like Halloween Horror Nights 25, which was 10 years ago, so yeah. I guess if they did make Halloween Horror Nights Funko Pops, they'd be at the parks exclusively. So I don't know. Number 3, of course, is Doctor Who. They have plenty of Doctor Who Funko Pops, but they can, of course, always make more. Always make more and more and more and more. And then number 2 is Lemony Snicket. Yeah, at the time, I was a huge fan of the Netflix series Lemony Snicket, based off the books. And then there was the Jim Carrey movie. And any sort of chance that's going to happen is probably gone away because it's not a popular series anymore. It's not going to come back. If it does, I will be shocked. Because more times than not, either a Funko Pop line either has a large fan base, a hardcore fan base, or something popular like that K-pop Demon Hunters thing. Number 1 was Us, because at the time we were doing the MYS Cinematic Universe Jeffverse Comics thing. And that was still cool. And every now and again, I try to write something about that, but I never really published anything. So this was the top 10 list I made years ago. We're going to go into a brand new list. And that starts at number 10, being Goosebumps, of course. So with Goosebumps, there's still so much they could do. They've done maybe 5 or 6 different characters. There's definitely room for more. So I've done a little list, little mini list here. You could do a Horrorland Horror for a pop moment with him doing the thing with the sign peeking up above. You could do the Scarecrow Walks at Midnight. That would be pretty cool. You could do that as a little thing to go up to. High Lord Executioner. Now you could either do him with the hat, or you could do him with the axe and the robe over him. Well, not robe, what's hood? Yeah, hood over him, and that would be pretty cool. And then Cuddles the Hamster, which would be a more obscure choice, but I think that it would translate pretty well to a Funko Pop. Then number 9, you got Twisted Metal. So you could either base stuff off the game. You could base games. You could base stuff off the games, Black specifically, because we already got some stuff off of 2012 and Black. So you just add more Twisted Metal Black. You could do anything pretty much off of season 1 and 2 of a Twisted Metal, the Peacock show, which is fucking awesome. Highly recommend it to anyone. You could do all sorts of stuff. Now, number 8 is Scooby-Doo, and a good chunk of these decent Funko Pops are NFTs. That some of them might become Funko Pops or stuff. And then there's ones that they haven't done yet. By the way, they've done Scooby-Doo Pops, and they're pretty cool. But it's the monsters that I'd like to see. So I'd like to see the Luna Ghost from the 2002 movie. That would be awesome. Actually, my favorite Scooby-Doo monster. And the Yahoo. I don't know exactly how they would go about that because he doesn't really have legs. But they've had Funko Pops that don't have legs. They just come out of something and it's fine. I mean, they're vinyl figures. You can shape vinyl in any way you want to. It's awesome. But pretty much any Scooby-Doo monsters, characters would be cool too. You know. Number 7 would be, of course, Halloween Horror Nights again. And like I said earlier, with the old list, it'd probably be exclusives. But they'd be pretty cool, too. You could do the Halloween Horror Nights icons. You could have specific versions of, the Universal monsters. You know, it could go any way, really. Go any way. Now, number 6 is Power Rangers. Now, any of those words would be cool because you could do individual Rangers all day, all night, all night and day, but it would just take a while. But if you did the Zords, you could have a piece of each one in one figure. And they've already done stuff like this, which it's weird. They did the original series, the movie, and then a few of Tommy's ones. Rest in peace, Tommy. But yeah, I guess if you're going to do only one color, I guess you could go ahead and do red because red is the main specific consistent color, aside from something like maybe blue or yellow, which is weird, but that's just how it is. That's Rangers and Sentai. I guess you could also do Super Sentai, but Funko's a primarily American company, so I don't know what's going on with that. Okay, and number 5 is of course more Sonic Pops, but as much as they've been doing games and the classic stuff and more obscure stuff recently, there's one thing that kind of perplexes me. They haven't done ones based off of the movies. And that would be pretty cool. Add a little extra fur details. Jim Carrey, Eggman, Donut Lord, put a little donut on his shoulder. Oh my god, it'd be so cute. But with those, it surprises me that they haven't done that yet. But that's the cool thing about Funko Pop is that you never really know what's going to be a Funko Pop. Some things you could definitely guarantee, but that's not always the case because I mean, this one time, I don't know where the guy from Disturbed, the mascot, became a Funko Pop, and that was just out of nowhere. And there's all sorts of crazy stuff that he tried to do. They're a company that's always expanding and always trying new things, so you never know. You really don't. And of course, Shrek. Now, they've had Shrek Pops for like ever, pretty much since the beginning of the company. Well, beginning of the Pops, because Funko itself's been around since the 90s, but the Pops didn't start coming out until like 2010. Started out with Marvel and DC, believe it or not. Sure did. But yeah, they have ever since expanded to all sorts of Shrek characters from the first few movies. But there are some obscure characters that would be awesome. Like, I'd like to see a mega pop of the dragon. That'd be really cool. Or Felonious. I love Felonious. Human Shrek and Fiona would be pretty cool. Just little bits there. You could sort of make the collection more diverse. But as far as important characters like Shrek, Fiona, Donkey, Gingy, Puss in Boots, stuff like that, all of them are pretty good to go. Number 3. Now, this is going to be a bit more of a obscure take, but if you're a hardcore Turtle fan, it should not be it should be that much of an obscure take. So, the 2007 movie, the Imagi Studios CGI Turtle film, it's great. It's a great one. And what's cool about it is that, well, sad and cool, was that when the Turtles sort of had I don't want to say a falling out, but a break, they all had their own individual lives. Leo was a protector in Brazil, goes to the jungle type deal. And Donnie was working tech support. Mikey was doing birthday parties. And Raph was a vigilante. And these are really cool, but these are also very obscure. But it'd be really cool to see these as Funko Pops, especially Night Watcher. Like a Night Watcher Pop. If you're going to do only one of those, definitely do Night Watcher because he's a popular character. He was popular enough to be brought back in more recent comics. But honestly, the whole design of the movie stuff probably would translate into Funko Pops. And number 1 is Pop Team Epic. Now, this is just more of a, just sort of fun entry on the list. Pop Team Epic, you'd have, of course, the crazy middle schoolers just going around flipping people off and stuff. And there wouldn't be too much to it. It would be fun. And as far as honorable mentions go, maybe just more Mortal Kombat. That would be pretty cool. I mean, for the most part, the Funko Pops have barely escaped like the roster of the first movie. Not first movie, first game and first movie. It'd be even cool to see stuff based off the '95 movie. It'd be cool to see a lot of stuff, really. But yeah, that's about it. So there's the original list from a few years back, and a brand new list. Let's see what Funko can do, and maybe a few years down the road, if this list gets updated, then we'll go ahead and see that. Until then, this is Caleb, just chilling, drinking soda like usual, and I'll be seeing y'all really soon if I see you. I don't know. We'll see how this turns out. You know, viewers and all that. You know, because I just made this just for the hell of it. But yeah, I will see y'all guys later, and if I don't, have an awesome life, and let your Funko Pop collection be large and awesome. See ya.